Right, okay, I'm just going to show you something. Very, very common situation. I can't open that one, otherwise I'll block your view. But I want you to go into the van, okay? Come on. But he wants to keep away from it. Now he'll come over and he'll get as far as putting his mouth on the, or head on the back of the van. He might even put one paw on. This is what his owners have contended with, is that he waits until he's lifted in. If you lift him in, he'll even try and jump out again. It doesn't matter if it's the van or if it's a car or whatever, it's not vehicle specific. You can't see at the moment, but he's at the end of this line and I'm putting pressure on it and he's resisting back on that. So look, I'm going to take some food out of my pocket. Yes, son. I'm going to do the typical, which is bring some food over. And then I'm going to put the food here. But he's gone. So again, I'll give him a different piece of food. I'm going to give him some cheese. I've got a big block of cheese here, look. I'll let him see that I've got that. Notice how the keeping away, to begin with, is more of a reinforcer for the dog than coming forward and taking the food. Good boy. So he obviously likes that, doesn't he? So I'm just going to bring it to here. Let's turn it this way so you can see. I'm just going to bring it to here. And I fully expect him to go that far. And I expect him to put one paw on if I take it a little bit further. So my hands, as you can see, my hand's just inside the back. There we go. He's eating whilst he's got the paw on. There you go, he's got a big load of that. I'll give him some more, and this time I'm just going to drop it in only 18 inches inside the van. And I'll move away so he's at liberty to do whatever he wants. Just look at his tail. Come on, just let me show you his tail if I can. It's tucked right under, and nothing's ever happened around this van. Nothing's ever happened in relation to this van. Nothing's ever happened in relation to vehicles particularly badly or anything. He hasn't got some traumatic experience or anything like that. It's just an association that he's developed with, and he's all right once he's in. You lift him up and put him in and drive him along. You don't hear a peep, and then you can take him out and you're away. It's the getting in, and the getting in has become an issue whereby keeping away from getting in becomes the game. Well, it's not a game, it's just what he's choosing to do because he considers that to be obviously more reinforcing, more beneficial than he does moving towards it. So again, I'm just going to get out some food. He knows the cheese is there. I'll show you, look. I don't have to reach my arm in. There's the cheese, I'll show you again. So you can see that, look. Good boy. So there's some cheese there, and I'll just show him. There it is. It's just been dropped in. He'll have to actually get up to the next bit. See his tail again when he moves towards. Put him some more in there and let him see. Watch when I move towards the back of the van when he's there. Oh, it's all right. I wanted you to see if you can see his tail. Look at the tail position. Now it's come up a little bit there whilst he's actually eating. So this piece of cheese here, in it goes. So again, I'll move away. It's entirely up to him. What I want you to see is that he's perfectly capable of getting into the back of that vehicle. He's perfectly capable of doing that. I'm not giving him anything for coming back. He'll only get something for going in towards. And to make it even easier for him, when he goes towards it, look, show you what I'm going to do. As soon as his nose goes in there, which he's not doing, I'll throw some more food in the back there. And I'll put some more food in back there. All he's got to do is get up. I want him to show you that you can. There's nothing physically wrong with the dog whatsoever. Back paws need to go in. Now his owners have done this under advice again and again and again. Trying to put food in, trying to get him to go, trying to put food in, trying to get him to go. Periodically, he'll make some kind of advance, some kind of progress, but it isn't sticking. And to tell you the reason it isn't sticking is because nothing's being done to address moving away. Everything's being done to address trying to bring towards, but nothing's being done to address moving away. And when that van door first opened, or when the car boot first opened, his instinct association, his conditioning is move away from it. I'm better being away from it than I'm going towards it. So you find yourself having to go through this rigmarole all the time, nigh on all the time, or you just pick him up and put him in and get gone, which they, and the vast majority of other sensible people, would do too, because people don't have the time every time that they want to take the dog out in the vehicle, or every time they want to go somewhere and he's got to go with them, to run through this process again and again and again, only to see no notable development, progress. And as I say, the reason for that is because the keeping away from, I just don't want him jumping up and looking at the camera, but the keeping away from is better than moving towards. Now look what happens when I put pressure on this lead and move towards the car. See how much pressure's going on now? Can you see him locking down? Right, watch. Now again, plenty of pressure. Watch him, watch him, watch him, watch him. Turning the opposite way, resisting that pressure and moving away. Can you see? And again, you should be able to just see his body language from that. So the tail's tucked, he's really hunched down, doesn't want to be pressured into coming towards this. So what you end up doing is thinking, that's cruel, that's mean, I'm going to release that pressure, and what he learns is, okay, so the next time anybody tries to put me in there by applying pressure on the lead, resist, 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 resist more, resist even more, tuck, tuck, hunker, 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 and the person thinks, oh no, God, I can't stand what I'm seeing here, I can't say, it's okay, I'll release it, and I'll just pick you up, and I'll put you in, and we'll get going again. And that's what happens, that's what becomes a cycle. As I say, I'm looking at 2 big blocks of cheese, handfuls of kibble, I'll get another block of cheese, and you see his tail. I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can see that. So I'll show you again. There's the cheese gut, nice big hunk of it. In it goes. Now he can get that with 2 paws. He's actually dragged it towards himself. I'll move that one a little bit further back because I don't want him to just do that, because that's not progress, is it? That's not teaching anything. So I'm going to take it again, you can see. There we go. So it's in about halfway through. There's nothing in there. It's trying to claw at another piece that's a little bit closer. All he needs to do is jump. Can you see how, as I say, realistically, to repeat this, I don't know how long have we been going here so far? We're coming on 9 minutes. So realistically, you want to go out, he still hasn't taken it, look, still hasn't jumped up and taken it. You want to go out, you want to put your dog in the vehicle, 9-10 minutes at a time to go through this. And as I say, which would be okay if he got into the habit of watch. Let's have a look. Frustrations get into him a little bit here to be able to get it. I think he's going to be able to claw that and reach it. He's trying. You might be able to hear him digging away on the rubber matting. Ready? Up again. Come on in. Up. 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 In. Up again. In you go. Come on in. Come on in. Ready? Let's get you another piece. It's like mouse heaven in there now. Ready? There's a big chunk. Ready? Oh, good boy. In again. Go on then. There's moving away, because what I'm doing here by trying to goad him, trying to entice him, if you like, or trying to lure him into goad him, but lure him into, encourage him to come forward. It's not natural. It doesn't feel real. And you can see like the suspicion in the dog. It doesn't feel normal. It's not what I'm normally doing with him. Let me just show you again as I put the pressure on towards this now. See that? And if I tug on it, that's what I get. But show him the cheese again. Good boy. I'll put a little bit on there. Good boy. I'll put a little bit further in. Good boy. And I'll let him see this piece going. And I'll stand way away. Okay, not going very well really, is it? Tiny little bits of movement towards. No real sort of like increase in drive to get in there. Might get a couple of paws up or whatever, but other than that, nothing's really changing. And I tell you now, it's exactly the same when I did it yesterday and when I did it the day before. I tried to record it then, but I didn't have enough storage on the phone to be able to do it, unfortunately. But it was no different. It was just food. Yeah, I'll take a bit, move away, and in the end, well, pick you up and put you in, and away we go. But I just want to show you something, right? I'm going to do a little bit with him, and then I'm going to show you something. So just remember that he doesn't, so if I say to him, okay, up, in you get, up, okay? Just make a note of that. Up. And once again, with the pressure of the lead, let me just move that from between his legs. So pressure of the lead to help him. Up. Resisting that, right? Very much so. So if I'm going to lean on that. That's me leaning back on that line. And that's his resistance. That's me toughening him up. Teaching him how to resist the line, teaching him how to fight pressure rather than give to it. Right, okay. Give me a few minutes. Here. Come on. Good boy. If you want to combat a fear, an irrational fear that a dog holds, then you have to let that dog face it, because I know it's irrational. He doesn't. So unless I allow him to experience that, to go through that, to push through that, and to think, do you know what, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? Holding all that, that's been holding me back for ages. I'm having to be lifted in. Or is there a medical problem with him? Has something terrible happened in the past whereby he's never going to get into a vehicle again? Have I had to give him months and months and months, and hours of me standing here and putting different types of food in the back in the hope that he'll jump into it? Or do I just give him an instruction that he understands, and do I just block escape and say to him, you can't do that, you've got to move forward? Because what I'm doing is not blocking escape, I'm enforcing the instruction that you understand. That's what's going on. Look at the attitude again. Look at the attitude. Let's move him away. Same thing, right? This time from further away. Good boy. Here. You see? It's almost like someone's just opened up this young man's mind and made him think, bloody hell, all of that time and all of that nonsense for that. That's the thing that I've been afraid of, is it? Jumping into that. Do you see what I mean? It's almost like he's just like mind blown that I've just done something that I've thought for the vast majority of my life that I'm not able to do. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that, to say to a dog, you must confront the thing that you're afraid of because nothing's going to happen to you. Go through it and go beyond it. How on earth else is he ever going to have a different expectation in respect of that pointless, unnecessary, harmful association that he holds? Take him away and try it once more. Now I'm going to use the word UP after I've given him his command. Good boy, heel. Good boy, up. Now we can put it, okay, come. Good boy. Now we can start to put it on a different command, right? So I'm not going to give him the HWL. Good boy. I'm going to walk him towards it. Up. Ta-da. Ta-da. Let's go again, shall we? Come on. Good boy. Come all the way over here. Good boy. Up. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between recognizing what is driving, what is motivating a behavior, and changing that motivation, changing the contingencies that are controlling that behavior, having the dog realize that the motivations are unnecessary that have been controlling that behavior, but the alternatives will prove far more beneficial. So the dog that's sort of like you're putting pressure on the line and his back and his tail's tucked and everything else can be switched into this in the presence of exactly the same stimulus, completely different change of attitude. Once more, come on. You ready? Yeah. Good boy. Up. There you go. I won't keep banging the drum. Hope that's of value to you. Good boy. Up. Good lad. Yeah, mate. All right, you've got to get up for it. Good lad. There you go. Over the toe bar. Oh, never mind. Good boy. Take that off the toe bar. There you go. Good lad. Up. Good boy. You've got to get in to get it though. I'm choking on it. Yeah, good lad. Do you see, people? Do you see what happens when irrational, avoidance motivated behaviours based on irrational beliefs, on unrealised expectations, or unsubstantiated expectations as far as we're aware, as fully far as we're aware? But look at the difference. Come on, mate. Around the toe bar again. Right, just again. Come on back here. Good boy. Up. Good lad. Good. Hey, you clever thing. You clever thing. Good boy. Pretty simple, isn't it? Yet people keep dogs, as I say, again, people think they're doing the right thing. They think they're being humane. They think they're being compassionate by keeping dogs locked in this state of, I must flee, I must flee, I must flee. Or they'll see tiny bits of progress and they'll think, oh, progress is being made. But in the dog's mind, flight is still the option. You know, flight, if all things go bad, flight, still flight, still flight. Never actually advance towards, always move away from. And you have to basically say, flight doesn't work. Advancing towards is not only the only option when you're given the instruction to do it, but you can go away from it again if you want. You can jump out of it again if you want. Look how many times you can jump up and down in that. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing at all is going to happen. And that's how you start to build confidence in the dog. Not by failing or refusing to do that, not by being anchored by your emotive reluctance or refusal to do that, you know, but by actually acknowledging the logic, the obvious logic in what's going on, in what's causing the behavior, in what's causing the dog to refrain from doing, to refuse to do a particular thing. And it's because in there, not doing is more beneficial, or perceived to be more beneficial to the animal than doing. That needs to change. Good lad. Heel. So we're looking at getting into the vehicle that, as you saw earlier on, has been a bit of a pain in the backside for the owners. Good boy. Up. Wait. Okay. We'll go once again. Up. Wait. Good lad. Wait. There you go. How's that?